Sensitivity is intelligence. With grace and skill, you have abundance. Welcome to the Psychic Hour Reading Show. Host Kelly Brickle is a psychic medium, numerologist, healer, and teacher. Her passions are learning about the soul and energy. Whether through spirit, emotion, or vibrational numbers, there is always a pathway of information waiting to help. Now, here is your host of the Psychic Hour Reading Show, Kelly Brickle.
No. Oh no, I just realized that there's no sound. Uh-oh. That's so funny. I was saying hi to everybody. I was reading comments. That's so funny. I went into, sometimes we channel with spirit, and I was going into my channeling, and right before I just didn't even notice. Oh my goodness. That was a really nice channel too. That I was in deep, but I didn't see it. Okay, so hello everybody. Thank you for telling me there was no sound. Oh, things are funny like that. So the topic I will review, I'll do a quick review on it. The topic was self-care, and it was all about action of the self-care, dropping into your body, walking with the knowing of what needs to be done for your self-care. So we all have our, musings, our inspirations, our journal writing, and that does let us know why we want to do what we want to do. But then we already have the why, and maybe we don't have it 100%, but when we start to go forward, the way opens up. And the self-care is all about don't rush. Trust that it comes up for a reason in the way that it comes up, and just listen to yourself along the way. There were so many things of inspiration that I just said, and I'm condensing it all so much. But ultimately, we have all these thoughts when we have all these knowings of what's good for us. And we have to trust. And this work is so much with helping us learn about trust and faith. We have to trust that our brain led us to a certain point, and then the next part of our energy needs to take over. And that is our heart and our spirit and our body, with our feet walking to just go one step further. And our fear or our tension in our goal or our desire or what we're looking to do holds us back. And we need to have moments where we check in with ourselves and understand our spirit, understand our history, even as a person on this planet, and go, where did this come from, this resistance? Or where did this come from, this fear or this difficulty of why I can't flow with something that I deem to be so healthy or so positive or so exciting? And so it's about making sure that we act. It doesn't have to be perfect, but making sure that we act and actively take steps and going, this is important to me. Let's go forward. This is part of my self-care, and to understand about my soul and understand about why this pops into my head, to understand about what happens next when it's difficult or easy. It's so important to meet the moment like that and to have an active relationship with yourself. You'll maybe have active self-reflection, but have active trials in knowing why, or experiencing that moment which you just already were in the energy of, in your brain at least. Make it a reality. We're here to not just dream, we're here to do. And it doesn't have to be overnight. You can do one step at a time. So I was telling a story earlier of how, let's say you want to go to a class and you're just like, I'm really nervous. I have a lot of anxiety. I don't know. Well, there's a story of this person who wanted to go to a class at the gym, and they were very overwhelmed and they were very nervous. And so day 1, they just drove and sat in the parking lot. Day 2, they did the same thing. Day 3, they parked a little bit closer, right? And going on and so forth. It took about 5 days for the person to even step in the building, and all they did was go to the bathroom. They didn't take the class. The next day, they stepped into the building, they talked to somebody, they didn't take the class, they talked to someone, they went to the bathroom. And it took about a week for them to actually go and take the class. And they needed to have the slow introduction of energy. Some people need the slow introduction of energy, and we need to support others who work that way sometimes. We need to support ourselves in the way that we work like that. We're not just let's turn on the machine and let's go get it. We are not that way. And if we are, it's an indication of we don't really need healing so much in those categories. We just can do it, or we just maybe have those natural talents. So it's great because it's like, cool, we're able to do it. But when life gets very lifey, I'm going to say it like that, you're going to see the peaks and valleys, and life is not easy. It's not perfect. So if things are going well, be like, awesome, I found my lane, or I found, you know, these parts of myself that I'm awesome with. But if the rest happens, okay, well, that's life. And I make peace with that. And on top of it, I get to have growth. I get to have growth. And growth is what makes life so valuable. If you're already good at some of the things that you do, you can tweak, you can, you can grow, of course. Um, but we're really made to grow. And when we even out these parts of ourselves that we do have so much resistance in, a lot of great things happen. And we get very compassionate for ourselves and other people. And it encourages community and harmony because we can't do these things by ourselves. How could we? Within our perception, we don't know what to do. That's the whole thing. And a lot of the things within life, like with adulting, or just things in general, we go, wow, I don't know what to do with this. That's okay. That's fantastic. We're not supposed to do it all on our own. We're supposed to have help. We're supposed to have people that go, you know what, gotcha. Let's make this not so hard. I actually already know how to do that. And you cultivate friendships, you cultivate appreciation, you cultivate trust. Okay. So it's like, this whole talk is about self-care and being gentle with yourself and knowing that it's okay, and to understand yourself past the resistances. But ultimately, we're going to have other people involved. We're going to have other people involved to help us transcend. That's how it's supposed to be. We're not supposed to do this solo. We can't. We're one planet. Like, there's too much going on. We're not made to be the mathematician, the teacher, the mother, the mailman, the grocer, the farmer, the healer, the taxi driver. We're not made to be all those things. For people who are developing their spirituality and their business. So a lot of listeners are people developing their spirituality and learning how to walk out that door. We're not made to be the website designer, the advertiser, the psychic medium, the speaker, and the radio host. No, we're not made to do all those things. We're made to come together as a community and prop ourselves up and celebrate each other. And we enact these different parts of ourselves, as well as we share these different parts of ourselves. And that's what makes life beautiful. So within the self-care, it's a community thing, and it's also a self thing. Get going, be gentle with yourself, and see what comes up. And that was the message of the day. It got tweaked a little bit, though. Originally, it was that. But it was a really actually beautiful spiel on self-care. So we went more in the vein of community, which was needed. So I honor that. Everything happens for a reason. Me being silly with my mic, that happened for a reason. It makes me laugh. Okay. So hello, everybody. We're going to shift into readings. And I want to say hello because I didn't see it before to Angela, Cara, Aspen, and let's see, Barbara, Darlene, Jackie, May. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. If you would like to pop down a question, whether it's about your own development or you would like a reading, now is the time to do that. Hello, Michael. Hello, Mike. How you doing? Lots of love to you too. Um, he was trying to help me too with he's like, heads up, no sound. I'm like, oh gosh, oh goodness. All right. So if you'd like a reading, say that you'd like a reading because that's how we consent to the readings. You can ask for a card reading, you can ask for a specific thing or general. And then please pop down your numbers because I always will go to you with the numbers. It's a very natural way for me to tap in. If you'd like a numerology reading, that's the way to do it. It's whatever people are vibing and are open to. Okay. All right. So away we go, everybody. And the last thing I'll say is if you do pop down your numbers and if you are from a different country, so like not the United States, sometimes the months and days are flipped. So just like write it down for me not to mix it up. Sometimes, like if you're born on the 15th, there's no 15th month in the year, right? But sometimes it gets mixed up because people, in the UK, for instance, or Australia, they're month first and then day. And then we're here day first. Excuse me, they're day first and then month. And then here we're month and then day. And so that will mess with the numerology to certain degrees. So, okay. Thank you. Thank you. And just make sure that yes, thank you. That helps me understand because I would have thought of it as November 5th. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay. So let's start from the top. Let's go. We'll do Jessie Cat and we'll do May and then Darlene. We'll start kind of with that and then we'll open up the energy from there. And that's how we'll go. So let's see, Jessica. I think I'm going to start with some cards. All right, just kind of feeling out what I want to do with the cards. Jessica. All right, got it. Well, got it. So as I am pulling the cards, I'll pull the last one later. Okay. As I'm pulling the cards, basically all of a sudden like career popped up and family, and there's just like stresses. And so right now that's kind of being lost in the shuffle. It's not the time to focus so much on career, but it's coming up in the future. And we've talked about that a lot. It's like family and career and things being stressful. It's just so I was made aware of that as I was pulling cards because I was like, wait a second, these aren't the cards I'm focusing on per se, but it's getting lost in the shuffle. And that's a message. So let me bring this up. So it's letting me know that in the future, this is what's going on right now, and it's going to continue to go on for a bit. And again, we've mentioned this in the past. And as you come out of it, it's going to feel like career is like wonky. It's almost like, am I behind on things? I had a vision before, but now the vision's changed or the old vision's not working. But it's like family is where it needs to be. So you're at peace within that, but you feel like you're starting from stage one, right? But it's blank slate energy. So that's nice. And it does create a lot of, it's interesting. It's like I feel like, again, I'm gonna say family feels good for going on in the future, so it gives you, like I said, the peace, but it feels like for you, you don't feel quite so good. So as soon as you go, "Okay, that's taken care of," you go, "It's time to take care of me," and then you're aware of kind of how icky you feel. And so I think that's like a future heads up. It's kind of like you're taking on a bunch of stuff and you're able to survive. You're able to juggle to a certain degree, but it does feel overwhelming. It feels overwhelming now, and it's going to feel even more overwhelming. And it's like kind of like the deprogramming will be even stronger when you have your free time of how do I even do this? This doesn't even feel, this feels foreign, right? So the self-care needs to be upped now, and the relationship cultivation of, like, and I'm getting this a lot around friends. It could be like aspects of the family too, because sometimes, like our cousins and stuff like that can be our friends. But this feels like close. So it's like people who live close to you that are friends, like family, or an extension of family who are friends. And it's kind of like reevaluating those relationships and understanding how they really like serve you and how you feel really valued within them, because it's like I feel like even though family, your immediate family is okay, there just feels like there's some like kind of messiness coming up that needs to be rectified. Okay. So it's like get ahead of it. Can we always get ahead of it? No. But understand that the more that we work on ourselves and the more that we take care of ourselves, we can handle any situation with better grace and ease. Okay. Okay. You have a cousin that you're dealing with. Okay. Okay. Thank you for understanding that. Okay. So you understood the cousin bit. So with that, I do feel like it complicates things, and there will be other things. So there's one right now and there's going to be more. And you're going to be kind of in the vein of like I feel like it's been weird with people. I feel like it's been weird with people. I feel, and you're like what is it? What is it? And it's just about like making sure that you have good boundaries and that you're, again, the self-care piece. You're having self-care where you can articulate those boundaries clearly so people know who you are. Like I feel a lot of times, like I feel like you're a strong personality, but in like family or really close friendship situations, what it depends on the friend. You can sometimes just go, don't worry about it. Or like, you smile and you're really uncomfortable, but you kind of just like put up with something because you're just like, this is family. Um and that is causing rifts because, the cousins are feeling like that doesn't feel quite an authentic reaction from you. Okay. And they feel like she's not being straight with me, or I didn't like it's fine, but that felt weird. I didn't like how that felt. And that can be circumvented by you showing up in a way where you're just like, hey, you know what? That does make me feel uncomfortable. Or, yeah, I'm not having the best day. And then from the other end of things, they're just like, "Oh, like, yeah, that's what's going on. Like, I better have more compassion for Jessie Cat right now. I'm gonna use your name, Jessie Cat. Or I should probably lay off, or I'm just gonna, help out a little bit more." It's almost like if you're just like more just out there with what's real, even if it sounds weird, it's like they'll kind of go, "Oh, well, that's what's going on." And it's almost like if they truly love you, they're gonna like do things to help you out more, and you're gonna be like, "Wow, didn't expect that to work." Or if they're truly like not cool at all, they're going to actually increase the space naturally between the both of you. So it's like the more authentic your emotions are articulated and you're like, this is just the way it is, like, there's no diplomacy here for a hot second because this is just the way it is. The energy just gets evened out and you find your people even within your family that you have to spend time with. There's no pretenses. So that's what I'm getting at. I feel like you're gonna have to do like damage control with pretenses, and there's gonna be like kind of how do I fit? How do I relate? I don't even want to be around people a little bit going forward. Um, but if you kind of work through that within the family right now, and you work through that within yourself, and you work with being uncomfortable, I actually think that will open up the space of career and a lot more easy situations when there's time for it. I really, really think it. I'm saying that because Spirit is also showing me, like, when you get into readings and you explore that more, you're going to be dealing with people that you really don't like sometimes. And you're going to have to learn how to navigate that and tune into them in a way where you're authentically connected and you're like, hey, this is a situation. This is a situation with your energy. And you have to have them stay receptive to you, you know, because they will feel like if you're blocking them a little bit. And it will create uncomfortable situations. So it's going to amplify within work. It's going to amplify within work if this doesn't get rectified. So yeah, it's kind of a doozy, but heads up, this is what's coming forth. So that needs to be worked with. It's a very next it's a very transformational next chapter of how you deal with people. Is actually very transformational. And right now, thank you for understanding. Thank you for understanding. You're amazing too. Thank you. Right now, it's the emphasis on self-care. So you can do these things and feel like, here we go. And you can like laugh through it and not be like, here we go. This is awful. Okay. So I got relaxing and focusing the mind, and that hasn't been done enough. So please lean into the self care, like I said. And then the summer song, I feel like you've been like letting go and letting yourself have fun. So I like that. I like that you've been like, hey, I'm just going to enjoy my time a little bit more. There actually has been intention for that. I need you to now, since you have activated that, to um balance your energy. So it's like we have some calmness in place. So let's go deeper and let's calm the well of the emotions now, because we could be actually quite relaxed, but then someone kicks up our stuff. That means we have deeper work to do, because the surface part of us was okay. The waters were calm on the surface, but deep within, all of a sudden something is rumbling. That's just a sign. It's like it's the self-care and something's coming up. So we have to do the meditation. We have to work with spirit. We have to do um not just I paint my nails and I do some art therapy. Okay. We it's time to go to and do soul therapy, spirit work. Okay. So that is where we are going. And I actually think this is the journey to mastery when the time is right to dip your foot into career. And there we go. Yes, I stopped meditating for a month. Well, it's funny because this is how it came, upside down. And this is like the meditation mind's eye for focusing the mind card. So you got called out by the spirit world on it. So please return, and it's going to help balance everything, because this is prep time, healing time, a little bit of cocoon, but you're starting to butterfly. Okay. But this is self-care butterflying time. It is cute when the spirit world calls us out. We can't hide from the spirit world. We can't. We cannot. A teacher once said, "Smile, you're on cosmic camera." It's like from that TV show, "Smile, you're on candid camera." Like you never know who's watching, right? And that was like the incentive behind it. Smile, you're on cosmic camera. Spirit is always watching. The universe always knows. So it's a good time. And that lovely teacher who said that was Michael Zamora. He just passed away a couple of days ago. I have to give him a shout out here, of course, and give him a shout out with a post. What a lovely man. What a lovely soul. What a fantastic teacher. Speaking of good teachers, he has his books, "You Are the Answer," and just so much content What a wonderful man. So I like how, yes, we can't hide. We can't hide. All right. So let's see. The next we were, I think we went to Mary. Okay. May, excuse me. May was next. Hello, hello. And thank you. 511. And I think you want a general. Okay. So 511. Right. Lots of changes for you. 7. Yep, you're 5. And then, so you're an attitude 7. You are personal day 2, 211. And you are a life path 7, 2 as well. You are in a cycle of 5. And then a month of 6. Okay. So this is for May. All right. May, so you have some really prominent 7s. And so anytime someone has like an attitude 7, a life path 7, and those are very important numbers, um, the way that they communicate is always going to be in a fashion where they observe first. They seize, the situation, and they prefer to listen or to gauge what's going on rather than talk, 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 talk and be forthcoming. Because 7 is the number of analyzing, it's the number of wisdom, it's the number of introspection. So there's a lot to account for in every situation. So you're a very thoughtful person, and you like to go through the different scenarios because it's important for you to be very thorough to choose the best things for yourself in life. So right away, I know that May is a very smart person because she has these 7 wisdom numbers in her energy in very important placements. So this is just who she is. She's very thorough with her mind. Your personal day is a 2. So actually, when people first meet you, there's like this feminine softness. Okay. And so our personal day number is not necessarily who we are on the inside, but it's what we radiate on the outside at first impression. Okay, so know that. So people actually will feel your softness, and then they'll be surprised by how sharp you are, by how on the ball you are. And so you can kind of catch people off guard with what you're able to observe in that fashion because they don't always see it coming. Now, I mentioned, wow, there's a lot of changes here. So you're in a cycle of 5, and it's good. It's good because it's in harmony with your 7s, as well as it kicks up, the next phase of your life. So when someone's in a cycle 5, it usually indicates 2 things: change of career or change of location where you live. Okay. So there is significant change that is enacted because what happens is you're at the peak, you're like at the middle point of your cycle where it's saying, okay, we have arrived here. We have to shake you up. And we're not going to give you time to really even think about it. Things are just going to happen. So this year has gone by very, very quickly, May Lynn, if you can understand that. Yes, okay, you can understand that. Good, good. And it's almost like you're just trying to keep up. You're like, how the heck is it almost November? Right? Oh, I can't believe it's almost November. But you're just like, usually I'm a planner, Usually I'm a planner. Usually I can account for things, and I've just had to just live by the seat of my pants and just hang on. And especially last month, if you can understand that too, September was very influential with how more of this change is coming in. Okay, so I'm referencing September for how your life really not clicked in for that next amping up. So this is a month of 6, so it's going to highlight like responsibility and hard work around these new decisions. Okay, you can understand that. And if I may, usually if you have, so I mentioned change of possible career and house. Um, it would more it could be both for all I know, but there is a significant change within career, and I wouldn't be surprised if, like, you have indication of you have the job, because a 6 is all about, now I'm hunkering down and I'm understanding the new things I'm a part of in this next chapter within my life. Okay? So, and it's almost, as well as next month, so that would be November. It puts you on the path. It puts you on the path of where you are going next. So, actually, November is very, very good for what you've been looking to achieve. You're like, I'm here. It's the end of the year, but I'm here. Can you understand that too, Malin? So you're saying, I'm going to healing school with Tor and Anthony. That's awesome. That's awesome. But can you understand too, there's been a significant change too as well that is, being enacted in November? Yes, okay, you can understand that too as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because it's just letting me know with how your numbers hit, because you have so many sevens. You're going into a 7 month in November, so this is like a culmination. This is an activation. So this has been a very, very good time for you to believe in yourself on the next level, because, like, you think things through, like I said, with all those sevens a lot, that sometimes you overthink it and you go, well, is this really right for me? Should I really be doing this? And this year has taught you, like, yes, I have to listen to myself more. I have to trust myself. And the biggest thing this year, if you can understand this too, Malin, is you started to trust other people more this year, because you realized how they can help you. And you realized, oh, okay, if I reach out, I'm going to get the help because I work hard. So if I reach out, someone's going to value and appreciate me. And then things just get easier, and then I can give back too. And so it's been a more social, thank you for understanding that too, Malin. It's been a more social year, within that as well. And social for practical reasons of going, wow, I can be this person. I have the potential to have this. So I'm feeling like ultimately that, like, not only from an intellectual and job perspective and even friendship perspective going forward, but like just being within your own skin. I really, really feel like you're comfortable within your own skin. And it's just, it's like the tip of the iceberg. It's just starting. It's opening up. It's opening up. And I just feel like, even if you can understand too, I'm going to say this as well. You're not one typically to have, like, you'll research things and you'll do things online and you'll read, but you're not necessarily one to have hobbies outside of, like, your career. And I feel like you've opened yourself up to that. And maybe it's like what you're saying with the healing, but I feel like you've been like, hey, like, I think I should be traveling more. It's like it's opened up. It's opened up. um, yes, you understand this. Okay, good, good. So it's like life actually gets really nice from here. Okay? You've opened up the next chapter of your life, and I do feel it's like more harmonious relationships, more adventure, and increase opportunities within job. And it's just a matter now of making sure that you allow yourself to have more and more adventures, because it's going to stimulate and inspire you and show you even more of what's possible out there in the universe. So I'm going to really love and leave you with that. The best is yet to come. This is the opening doorway of the adventure this year. And this year has already been very, very good. So I'm going to give you that. Keep going, and keep putting yourself out there, and engaging with how others can help you and you can help them. All right. So we're going to go with Darlene next. Thank you so much, Marilyn. Darlene, where is Darlene? I think she said, love a reading. I'm just making sure you don't have any numbers anywhere, Darlene. Okay, Darlene. So you're going for a general, Darlene. Okay. Thank you. All right. So, Darlene. All right. Thank you. You wanted a general, right, Darlene? Let me know if you're looking at any area. I'm going to pull what I get. Hmm. Do I want to clarify your card? Maybe not. Okay. So, okay. So if you can understand this, Darlene, it feels like, my heart is kind of still coming online. My heart is still healing and configuring. And you got the compassion card, and this is all about feeling and, allowing yourself to understand your heart, your needs, other people's needs, but ultimately being compassionate with self. And sometimes when we are invested in other people so much, we kind of lose how we're feeling on situations. We go, well, that's all going on with them, and no one's really looking out for me. No one's really looking out for me. And you kind of in ways just forget to look out for yourselves in some way because you're so used to people not really looking out for you in the way that they should and can, honestly. Sometimes we're in situations where people can't fully love us in a way that we need to be loved. And it's a very frustrating reality. It's we get glimmers with good people around us, but some of our core people don't love us the way we need to be loved. Um, and so going forward within that, I feel like there's acknowledgement of, being deeper into your heart, being deeper into connected to your spirit. And so you're knowing what your worth is, you're knowing what you deserve, you're knowing what is important for you to change those things and put yourself in environments where you can have different things. And so it might be, you know, doing things for yourself where you're taking a drive and you get to look outside or be outside. You do these mini trips, if you can understand this, where you're getting out of that environment and you're going, oh, this is nice, or like grabbing lunch or something. It could just be just with yourself, and you're just like, this is what I want. I want peace. I want simplicity of just what is nice. I want to spend time with myself with just what's nice. And I just want to spend time with others where it's simple and not complicated. If you can understand that, these are all these emotions rising as I'm saying that. And going forward, it's letting me know that you're either rectifying or you're gonna reach a point where there's a card that's showing me that's like basically coming to terms with a relationship. So it's either a past relationship that has caused a lot of hurts that you're like, all right, I need a new lease on life with how I approach this and how I've nurtured this and how I've handled this. Or there is like that catalyst of, yeah, this doesn't work for me. This doesn't work for me. So I'm aware that there's immense healing that's coming up around relationship. Um, okay, family members, but this is connected to as well, like it would be like a husband or boyfriend relationship too. Um, it's so I can understand the family, I can understand that, that makes sense, but the future pace card means that there's the next level of coming to terms with how you are supported and how you need to be loved, and this is, like, on a very personal level, that's not just solely with family. Okay, you don't have then there is something that comes up where you're healing the past. You're healing the past, and this is in direct relationship to the form of love you have received. Okay. So remember how I referenced this could be a past relationship. All right. So it's basically like as you open up to the self worth, as you open up to the healing, there is things that are going to surface where you're like, I haven't looked at these pieces of myself in quite a while, and there's a lot of hurt here. But rectifying some of those is the next step. Because when we rectify how we need to be loved, like intimately on a just emotional level, that transcends on the surface levels. That transcends on the other levels because it's like this is what I will allow and I won't allow. And some of these things come back from what I'm allowing now, even just with family and friends, actually goes back to what has happened at a very early point within my life and important points along my life that happened with my relationships of husband or boyfriends. Okay, so I'm looking at multiple relationships. There's a huge correlation of what needs to be healed and what's going on still now, if you can understand that. And we're not necessarily looking at that smack dab in the face right now, but it's coming up as we open up the healing. It's come as soon as you address the healing, that is going to be kicked up quite strongly. Okay, so I'm giving you a heads up for that. And right now, it's basically like I'm not so much there, but I'm learning how to love myself. And it is about creating boundaries and it is about creating new things. Okay, so that's coming up. I'm going to pull one more card to give you kind of some clarification on that because I want, sometimes when we talk about the future and what's coming up, we go, oh, yeah, I can understand that, but I'm not really looking there, right? Why would I want to look there? I'm just giving you a heads up, it's coming. All right. Let's kind of focus on how to bridge that and present card. Come on. I'm trying to feel for it. Okay. So I got the Master of Your Own Fate card. And so this is about Master of Your Own Fate card is planning and being very deliberate. Okay. So you have to stick to the plan with your healing right now. The rest of the stuff is going to come up later. But it's basically like the things that are good for you and the things that aren't good for you, you make clear yes and no's, and you make clear goals of this is who I want to be. And if these people don't treat me right, then I do goal A or goal B. I already have things that I know what I need to do where I won't get overwhelmed while they're happening to me because it's a lot. It's a lot. And sometimes I don't even know how to process it because I just look at them and I go, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? So right now, it's about taking the reins and making the plan. It does not have to be figured out, but we have to do one step at a time. And so this is a card all about I dreamed a dream, day 1, day 3, day 5, day 30, and I did it. It's about the steps. It's about, making the intention and sticking to it. So with healing your heart and feeling better and feeling like I like my life and I like what I'm doing more and more and more, it's about being committed and understanding that this is going to come from me. So I have to work a little hard sometimes. I have to sigh and go, "Ugh, I guess I have to do this for my self-care." So it's going to feel really annoying in some places, but sigh and lean into what is good and lean into an option different from what you're doing now and write those things down so you just have them ready and you don't have to think about it much as it's happening. And I hope that makes sense. So, Darlene, that is what's coming in for you. And hopefully that makes sense, whether what's building or kind of what we're working with right now. Hopefully that makes sense. All right. So, I'm going to go to, let's see here. Let's see. I think let's see. I'm gonna pull a card for a Brooke. Okay, some of it. Thank you. Thank you, Darlene. Um, thank you, Darlene. I appreciate it. And then Barbara. Okay, Barbara was up top. So I remember I'm gonna do Barbara, and then I'll do one for a Brooke too as well. Barbara, yes, yes, yes. You're here. Thank you. Yes. Okay. So relationship reading March 15th. 1958. Um, attitude 9, personal day 6, and life path. Your life path is a 5. Yep, yep, is a 5. And then you are in a cycle of 3, and then you are in a month of 4. Okay. Right? Okay. So, Barbara, you're asking for relationship. Okay. So, it's letting me know, okay, this is a little bit of a lighter year in some aspects. So that's nice. Anytime we have a cycle 3, it's a year of like reminding yourself how to have fun and meet new people and try different things and to make sure that you're opening up your life. Okay? Cuz 3 is all about being heard and seen. Okay? So in order to be heard, you have to have more conversations. Okay? You're having exchanges of information. In order to be seen, you have to be out and about. Okay. 3 is all about how can I share? How can I express? How can I open up? So 3 is very fun with what it can produce. So that's always nice. You're in a month of 4 and you're in attitude of 9. So I'd kind of have to look at kind of more things here. But can you, if you're okay with it, Barbara, can you pop down the birthday of the person you're wondering about with relationship? If not, I'll just tune in a different way. Don't worry. I'm just I feel like as I'm tuning in, there's more going on than being realized. And I say that because it's like you have concerns, but like the other person has concerns too. And it's like there's not been enough of understanding the other person's concerns as well. Okay. Okay, thank you for the 4. Oh, and I can understand why. So it's like the person that you're looking at with the 4-3, so they're not gonna be fourth they're not gonna be very talkative. Can you understand that? They're not very, like, forthcomingly talkative, okay? So they're gonna have concerns, but they're gonna be like, "Well, you know, only if I'm completely comfortable and only completely do I feel like it am I gonna go into some of these concerns." They can be kind of, like, back and forth, even though they have plenty to say too if you can draw it out of them. So it makes it difficult because you're willing to go above and beyond and you're really active to try to fix things, but there's kind of the communication. Communication is difficult. So if you can understand this year actually has been it showcases relationship because you're like, wow, I've had understandings and I've had good I'm frozen. If you can hear me, okay. Just check your internet too, Barbara. So what I'm trying to say to you is this year there's been better communication with what is around you, but there's a contrast with what's going on in a relationship, okay? Because I'm aware that your cycle has opened up that energy, but the person's numbers that you gave me would actually be kind of not in flow with that because they're the 7, they hold back their information. They're not exactly always comfortable sharing. They're not always trusting of being so revealing with what's going on, even though they have concerns of their own. So the concerns don't get rectified because there isn't that natural communication exchange. Um, if you're here, Barbara, let me know if you can understand that. Okay. I feel like there's been attempts though, and I feel like this is like a period where you're like both kind of learning independently what you need from yourselves and each other. Thank you, Barbara, for understanding that. You're learning independently what you need from yourselves and each other. And I do think it is very important that he finds a way where he can express himself and open up his energy. It would be good if he got into sports to move his body. It'd be fantastic if he got into therapy, or if he had more people around to bounce ideas off. But it's just like it has to be in a way where he doesn't feel pressured. It has to be in a way where he's just more active. So his energy is just more, you know, busy. And so it's very natural for him to kind of release and express because he's naturally going to hold back, especially if he's more emotional and doing less. It's going to amplify that because that's the natural mechanism of his mind. Okay. So he needs to be active, he needs to be healthier. And so those things are happening for you. They need to happen for him. And ultimately, if someone's not doing that, when we start doing that for ourselves, the energy spills over when they're in the presence of us. So they do shake up a little bit and wake up a little bit. But ultimately, you guys have to be growing together. So this is a very difficult time of understanding how you're ready to grow and how they are ready to grow. Okay. So it's opening up the next phase. Um, right now you have to just focus on yourself and focus on your healing and focus on what things mean to you, and hopefully all that abundance will spill over onto him and he will go, you feel more at ease, so I feel more at ease sharing some things because you look like you're in a better place, and I like the energy and how it's changed because I don't feel so much pressure on me. So I feel ultimately that you're both very frustrated, but he's just shutting down. And so pull back your energy, give him the space, allow him to breathe, and see how that dynamics shifts and kind of work with that space. And that's the next pocket that you will assess. Okay. Because relationships are very much about free will, and right now there's just a lot of frustration. So you have to open up the space, quell the frustration, and get talking. Okay, and then you can see what you're working with. Okay, so there's a way to heal, opening up the space to facilitate talk. That is what we're focused on. Okay, and then we can go forward with, hey, if it's working or not. But right now he needs to express himself, and we have to facilitate that space. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay. So, all right, I'm gonna pull a card for you, a Brooke, if you'd like. And that's how I'm going to go because I'm doing life readings rather than spirit readings. Spirit readings, I connect to the other side. I'm just doing life readings. So if you're okay with that, um, we'll go from there. Okay, so Brooke, I'm getting that health is something that is being looked at. You've had some things trickle up where you're like, I gotta be better with my health. I gotta be better with my health. And you know that, but it's like in a way life is just happening and you're doing like little things, but you're doing things that you find that other people are telling you that you could be doing, or you're doing things that you feel like, well, that's a quick fix. So it's almost like you're not really investigating your health. You're not taking ownership of your health. You're just doing a lot of, well, I've heard that this is good. I heard that that is good. And so it's letting me know that, like, heads up, it's creating like energy depletions. You still have massive energy depletions. Like you'll be feeling, you're feeling more off than on. Okay. And these quick fixes are not healing that. It's just healing what's immediate. Okay. Um, and so it's creating the inconsistencies with feeling like you are feeling on fire, feeling good, or feeling like yourself, from a physical standpoint, and a mental clarity standpoint. And it's affecting like your energy level. So it's affecting the way that like you're progressing even within what you want to do with your career, and how that you are able to meet some of your goals. So I want you to know that there's a direct correlation between health and you having abundance and getting more money. and getting a better job and getting to a more like, yeah, I knew I could do that. Like I went after it mentality and actualization. So health has been stabilized because you have been doing things. I want to acknowledge that. Thank you for doing things. It's just, I want you to read and feel into your body a little bit more and go, there's things that are still going on, and I can't be doing just the quick fixes. I have to be looking at the other stuff so I can feel like myself again, and I can feel good and grounded, and I can feel like I did it. I did it. I feel good rather than, okay, well, this might hit the fan in a month again, or this might go wacky in 3 months or in a couple of weeks. There's an awareness that I'm aware of that, you could feel off again, and it can hit you. It can hit you within a month or a couple weeks times of you not feeling right. And I'm getting like stomach pain or stomach ache, and the stuff within the stomach is just, it's not being supported properly. Okay. Um, and everything that I'm getting for you is connected to health, and it's connected to how I feel like I can be really in a good place within my life and not just go, well, that's life. Life is crazy right now. No, no, we got to heal, and then life is good right now. So that is where I'm pushing you to open up the energy with, understanding that actually you can feel great, and actually things will open up and you will manifest quite well. We just have to heal your body, and we have to spend more time. And it's not just about people giving you medicine or telling you what to do. That could help, sure. It's about doing additionals and asking spirit to say, hey, show me where I need to look, show me where I need to heal, what you feel within your body, or you have spirit like show you something you should read. Start being in the divine matrix of connecting to your soul and having your soul tell you how to heal yourself. Go deeper. Okay. So, uh, yes. You're pregnant additionally. That makes sense with some of the things I was feeling, but I do feel like it is wonky with how you're feeling. I do feel like it's wonky with how you're feeling, and there's been some things that have come up additionally from pregnancy. Can you understand that? There's things that have happened this year and even before pregnancy where health has been a little bit, a little bit up and down, and you feel off at times. So this is not just inconsistency from pregnancy, but I can understand how there's additionals with pregnancy. So be really, really cognizant of your body. Pay extra close attention to your body. That's what I'm saying. And connect to the energy of your baby, and your baby can help you to be more intuitive with understanding your body on that next level. So, with that said, I'm going to give you that perspective. It comes in hot. You got 3 cards that are all about money and health and green and wellness, and being more strong in your body, better vitality, better immunity. Okay. So it came in for a reason. With that said, everybody, thank you for being here for the reading show. I will see you next week for, excuse me, Wednesday for another reading show, because we always do one reading show and one interview show. And on Friday, we have medium. Apparently, I can't speak right now. On Friday, we have medium Drew Callie. He's a fantastic psychic medium, and we'll be delving into his life. So, Wednesday, I will see you for the reading show. Friday with Drew Callie. With that said, please go with love, like, luck, laughter, and don't forget to live, everybody. Take care. See you next week. Bye.